Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
I always ask myself, are his lawyers as bad as I think? And then you seem to confirm, yes. They are. You said Trump lawyers missed
They're
court.
worse. They're worse than you think.
Yeah.
Whatever you think, notch it down, Stephanie. You gotta lower your expectations here.
First of all, Alina Habba.
Bless you.
Thank you. Forgot to check jury trial, but you tweeted Trump lawyers missed court deadline for appealing the gag order in New York AG civil fraud trial in New York City. Trump had wanted an expedited appeal to New York's highest court of appeals, but his lawyers did not get the request filed in time. Trump's lawyers fail again.
Womp 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 womp. Yeah.
Sad tuba.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. No. Go ahead.
I mean, it's that's another rule in taking down Trump, is that basically, like, his lawyers are going to be the clown car is going to show up, and what you've got to do, and this happened in our Trump University case too, they're going to show up, they're going to just spew vitriol. It's not actually going to be legal points. You actually kind of wonder whether some of these legal briefs are basically dictated by Trump and then filed by a lawyer, and then the lawyer edits it a little bit and then files it. At the end of the day, he often will do this where he goes and finds folks not that are the best people for these kind of criminal defense or civil defense situations, but people that are, let's just say, relatively lower priced.
Bargain lawyers.
Can basically,
it's like
he can basically.
It's like a sushi sale. It's like next day sushi. It's much cheaper.
Yeah, and he can tell and he can tell them what to do. I think that's also a big part of it. Is that he doesn't want lawyers who are going to push back and say, actually, you need to do this, this, and this. Yeah. He wants lawyers where he basically can tell them, this is what we're doing. We're going to make this argument. You need to get out there and do it. This is what I want.
Yeah.
And they're just going to do it.
Well, in many cases. Right, they're saying it's political arguments. They're not legal arguments. They're going to stand up in a court of law. Let me get your take on this, Tristan. If former Trump is hoping that the U.S. Supreme Court, which now features 3 of his own appointees, will ride to his rescue in his criminal prosecutions, he may come away disappointed. This, in a new article in Bloomberg, argues that the Supreme Court knows that bailing out Trump from his legal troubles would actually dilute the power it currently enjoys, as it would essentially make the court subordinate to Trump. They write, what use would Trump unleash in a second term have for a Supreme Court? No longer constrained by rule of law rhinos, the unfettered MAGA king would be the ultimate decider. They will be forever tainted by association with a lawless demagogue. They would have another opportunity to scrub the stain, as they did when they rejected his false claims about the 2020 election. That's what this may all come down to, right? What the Supreme Court decides, whether we have a king.
Yes, that's exactly right. The thing that I'm thinking right now is that where the moment we might hit here, I don't think it's going to be like the Bush v. Gore thing, where you actually had this like blockbuster Supreme Court argument, and then we were all waiting with bated breath for the decision to come down. Like, that was really dramatic. Yeah. Imagine, by the way, if that had happened when social media was around. Good God. Yeah. But anyhow, it was crazy enough for everybody who remembers back then having that happen with cable news. But anyhow, I don't think we're going to get that. I think that the key is that the Supreme Court, in order to grant certiorari, or cert for short, on a case, they get to choose which cases they take. They don't have to take everything. You need 4 justices to agree to take a case. I think that we're not going to get an oral argument. We're not even going to get a big decision. We're just going to get a 1-pager that says denied.
Yeah.
And there won't be enough justices that will be willing to hear his case. Of these criminal cases.
You have sent a thrill up my other leg. Let me just...
and he doesn't have... I don't think he has 4 votes on that court that would actually go there.
Yeah.
To hear... unless there's something truly remarkable about the trial, unless there's truly an issue that's worthy of an appeal, that I don't think there will be.
Yeah. So real quick, I mentioned Cassidy Hutchinson in Liz Cheney's book. She says, this is why I'm a little bit hopeful about justice today. Not only the things you said, but she talked about what got Pat Cipollone to immediately change course and testify to the J6 committee, because he's explained he was only willing to talk because he was outed by Cassidy Hutchinson in her testimony. Until Cassidy testified, she writes, we'd had no luck in persuading Pat Cipollone to testify. The day after her testimony, the committee sent Pat Cipollone a subpoena. He immediately changed course. He appeared for an interview. I mean, I hate to say that a lot of these people are not doing the right thing because it's the right thing. This is the theme of today's show. They're doing it because they have to, but who cares?
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, that was, that's also how I talk about that a lot in Taking Down Trump, because ultimately we got Eric Schneiderman to bring the Trump University case, not necessarily for the right reasons. Like, I go into that in great detail. But yeah, you know what? We haven't heard about Patsy Baloney in a while.
Real quick.
That's a name I haven't heard in a bit.
We're in way over time, but I got to ask you about the fake electors. Fake electors in Wisconsin admit Joe Biden won. They had to, say they're sorry and they won't do it again. Obviously, Nevada they just have indictments there against the fake electors. Are the fake electors ultimately going to be brought to justice?
I think yes. I mean, obviously, we've had this happen in Georgia. We got Michigan, Arizona, Nevada are all sort of on the case. Every single one of those people committed a felony, because these were forged, effectively, documents that purported to be the official electoral documents, and they weren't, because Donald Trump did not win those states. I do think we're going to see it. I think that overall the theme of a lot of things that are going on here is that they're going after Trump because he was the one who engineered everything. Yeah. But a lot of these smaller fish, I think you're going to see them. I
hope so. Otherwise, I'm going to go rob a bank and then say, I'm sorry, I lied that I didn't, and I won't do it again. So can I go?
Right.
All right. The book is Taking Down Trump. The man is the dreamy Tristan Snell. We will see you next. There it is, my first drink of the day, Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic. Many of you know my story. I stopped drinking wine for 3 years during COVID, during the lockdown as part of a health reset. Now I drink wine in moderation, but this is an amazing new product. I've always believed in probiotics. And Z-Biotics, check this out. You drink just one of these. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. I am using this and I feel great in the morning. I don't have to worry if I have an extra glass of wine. I still feel great in the morning. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. I've always had acid reflux problems. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. All I know is it works. It is Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic. Go to zbiotics.com/politicalvoices or scan the QR code on the screen right now.